world is closing down as the coronavirus pandemic continues to spread. It's caused a mad scramble for Australian travellers trying to get home. And in the South American nation of Peru, where the borders are being shut for 15 days, hundreds of Australians are pleading for help.
I also really miss my family back home. I think what's been really difficult is that we're just so far apart, and just really miss, there's really no place like home.
Along the route to the famous Inca ruins at Machu Picchu, the mountain communities have fallen silent.
The streets are completely empty. There's been a new curfew, unfortunately.
David Wang from Sydney is taking advantage of the hours he's allowed outside. Under a tough new curfew, everyone has to stay indoors from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m.
This is one of the highest mountains.
The lockdown caught many by surprise. David had gone on a long hike in the mountains. The next morning, the borders were shut.
As soon as I heard the news, I packed up my bags and headed straight for the airport. When I arrived at the airport, it was complete chaos. There was military, police, blocking the front gates.
He spent hours trying to get a flight, but had no luck.
By 6:30, after a few tears, I'm coming to realization that I wasn't going to make it out. They're really starting to crack down on the rules. They've deployed a lot more kind of police officers to patrol the streets.
The Australians have mobilised themselves on Facebook to find a way out.
We've currently recorded 334 Australians on the Google Forms stuck in Peru. 149 of those are in the capital of Lima. 117 of those are in Cusco, which is the city that most people go to before they visit Machu Picchu.
There are thought to be about 70 Australians outside of Lima and Cusco, including Jared Spry from Adelaide.
Ended up at around 1 a.m. hitchhiking, managed to catch a bus. I was aiming to get to the Chilean border, trying to maybe be able to get a flight home through them, but unfortunately I wasn't going to make it before the lockdown.
It was a trip of a lifetime for the 24-year-old, who's now confined to a hostel in southern Peru, 1,000 kilometres from the capital.
It's really quite frustrating for a lot of the Australians here that other governments seem to be doing quite a bit for their citizens here.
The British government is now organising several repatriation flights with the Peruvian government, and the US government has already flown some citizens home. Australia's ambassador to Peru has been tweeting updates, referring Australians to a company trying to organise a charter flight. But they'll have to pay their own way, at least $5,000 per person, and the flights are not guaranteed.
Australians who find themselves isolated, like several hundred that we know to be in Peru. Now, in terms of both of those groups, that is the priority of the Department of Foreign Affairs of Trade, and they are working on a range of measures right now.
So I've been able to stock up on canned food, fruit, water, and I have a fridge. So if the lockdown does get more stringent in its rules, I should have enough supplies.
Nathan Drain from Sydney is locked down in Peru's capital.
You'll notice the streets are pretty much sparse, except there is a few people out because there's a grocery store right here.
But he says not all the stranded Australians can afford the hefty price tag of a charter flight, and wants the Australian government to step in.
There are currently no commercial options out of Peru. That puts us in a precarious situation where international borders are closing around us. Argentina, Bolivia, the US, Colombia.
There's a very good chance that this will continue, this lockdown, and I guess what are we expected to do? Wait it out? What if we don't have the money for that? Catch a private charter? What if we don't have the money for that? Just sit here for potentially months? I mean, I think things are probably going to get worse before they get better.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.